Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, let's check in on this Sunday energy. So it's Sunday the 28th of July. I know that we most definitely have my mother with us, as this is the day that she made her transition 14 years ago. So I've been feeling her all day. So I imagine she might be coming through in her own way. Let's use the I was going to say let's use the Druid Craft Tarot, but I've got the Rider-Waite in my hand. Ah, and that card there was on the bottom a minute ago. Are we using the Druid Craft Tarot then? We can, that's cool. I'm drinking my greens again. We're going to kind of tackle this first, and then I want to get on to my coffee. I'm adapting. It just gets the taste buds going, that's all. Okay, let's not do this with the boxes. I did have out the Psychic Tarot as well. Oh, I'm not sure what we're using. Okay, let's make sure these are up the right way. Oh, we've got the tower on the bottom. Let's give these a shuffle. And then when I cut the deck, it was the Ace of Wands. Passion has been ignited. Okay, that would do. My hands feel like they shrunk. The Three of Swords. Okay, that's good to see because the swords are out of the heart. The heart still looks a bit cold. Okay, you can see maybe some movement there. Maybe with the yellow here. I don't know if you can see it on camera better. Maybe there's a murmur of a beat going on underneath that cold heart. That heart has been hurt, but the swords are out. The swords have been pulled out. With the Three of Swords, they're normally in there, and it's up to obviously the owner of this heart to pull those swords out and heal from heartbreak. So I'm feeling there is healing here from heartbreak. Should we read this one? Let's read it. Three of Swords. Keywords: heartache, true growth, and wisdom from suffering. Suffering can lead to greater wisdom. Heartache, out of which can come healing and emotional maturity. The potential for true growth and transformation. We can learn and grow from conflicts and difficulties rather than feel victimised by them. Okay. And we saw the tower, didn't we, at the bottom? But which for me just kind of, even though the Death card is transformation, but seeing as them swords are out, it looks like things are transforming. Let's have a look with this heart here. Like I said, there's a bit of life in there. I'll take those two. The Two of Swords. Now we have a feminine here who's at a crossroads. Not really quite sure which path to take. It's the Queen of Wands. Okay, so passion's been ignited. I'm just trying to think of the cards that I've seen. We've seen the Tower, which means that it's kind of dealing with the aftermath. Okay, it's time to address the situation. The Swords are out of the heart. There is still this kind of, the heart's gone cold, okay? But them swords are out. And then we have a feminine here at a crossroads who's not sure which path to take. So I'm going to say this is the feminine's heart, and she's managed to actually pull out and transform. Pull out and transform her pain. Wow, okay. So we've got the Queen of Wands who is sitting passionately. She's looking for adventure. I want to say it looks like she's got some kind of bonfire going on in the background there. So what has she burnt? Because I feel like she's burnt something in this bonfire. Normally you have a bonfire when you maybe want to burn things that hold bad memories. That's what I'm feeling. But it looks like she's kind of done done what she's needed to do. She is holding that wand there, a bit like a magic wand. So spiritual, most definitely spiritual. And we've got the devil with the lovers. So I feel that the actual divine feminine feel that this is her heart, and she will not tolerate deception. Just with the devil here. So she's moved on from this connection. It's definitely something I've been picking up on. I've been picking it up on other readers as well. Is the divine feminine is just detached. It's all happened quite naturally. The pain has so much lightened, I want to say. Them swords aren't in there anymore. And now the feminine's at a crossroads. But it looks like she's letting go of the past. I said that yesterday. Let's get one more go. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. We have the masculine here now working on things. This came out yesterday as well. It's not tapping into the masculine's energy I'm feeling at the moment. The focus is very much on what's happening with the divine feminine. So that's kind of a change for the cards, because for 6 months it's like the attention has been on the divine masculine, not so much I want to say working with the divine feminines. That's for me personally. I spent a good 6 months working with divine feminines, and then they kind of went away to put all their lessons into action and finish up karmic cycles and become stronger, most definitely to take these swords out. And so the energy now feels back to the divine feminine, the next kind of phase of her life. But they keep kind of saying what the masculine's doing. So the masculine's focusing on working on his pentacles. The Chariot. So I feel the masculines here are working. Let me just get another one first before I... Yeah, the masculine's working on his balancing his divine feminine and divine masculine's energy within. He's also gaining strength and the willpower to be able to charge after what it is that he's desiring. The divine feminine, what am I picking up from this card? I just feel it's a divine feminine in a protective circle here. There is this energy of kind of a total surrender to divine. There is an escape there as well. Not really getting involved with anything here in the 3D. Apparently we're leaving it there. Okay. I look at the bottom. The Hangman. Now the Hangman here, I want to, because they're kind of really in the same energies here, bound. Okay, so in Hermitage, excuse me. Let me put the divine feminine down for a minute. So the divine masculine here is not speaking, there is no action, and like I said, I believe he's feeling quite vulnerable. Why have I put it there? I don't know. It's like it's, I don't know, a cross. This is the bottom of the deck now. Seven of Swords, this is about deceit and wanting to apologise. So I'm going to say the underlying energy of this reading is the divine masculine is working out how to apologise to the divine feminine, as I want to say he can sense that the divine feminine will not be tolerating things as they were in the past. There has to be a transformation because divine feminine's moved on. She is at a crossroads here. Let's clarify. But that crossroads these two cards are the ones where you're blindfolded and you are trusting divine to guide you. So taking the path that you're guided to take, and it does feel like it's away from the divine masculine's energy. Being balanced within with their own divine masculine and feminine, but actually away from divine masculine's energy within the physical. Sound like someone was whistling outside my house. It's 1:44. It's just a light worker number. Okay, let's bottom of this deck is that reward, recognition, feeling worthy. Let's clarify this Three of Swords, but I'm definitely feeling as if it's the Divine Feminine's heart. And then there's, although the underlying energy is the Divine Masculine's apology, you can see there that it's something's playing heavy on his mind. His swords are down. They look quite neatly put down. So I want to say maybe he's been pondering, like pottering about, because them swords are kind of laid out in a kind of pattern there, so they haven't just been kind of thrown down. And now he's wondering, he's not sure. I feel here he wants to be a bit traditional, just with the quill here. So he's struggling. Okay. Let's go back to this Three of Swords, this heartache. Three Swords have been taken out. That would definitely come in with the Devil card, with the Lovers, because the Three Swords in the heart represents three people involved, and three hearts are involved here. And it looks like the Divine Feminine has taken them all out, as if she has no involvement whatsoever in this situation anymore. It's the heart's turned cold. But there's hope. There's hope. And I think that when you have a look at this with the where her wand, because I've picked up on her magic wand, and it's pointing up to the heart, and then if the magic wand is just kind of giving it a little shock, maybe a spark has been ignited, or a spark will be ignited now that those swords have been removed, which means you've healed from past heartache. We are going to get a clarifier. Oh, they wanted to come out. We've got the King of Swords. That's a Divine Masculine here. And I want to say he's wondering what's going on. I'm feeling that he can feel the truth. And this is the card of wanting to know the truth, but it could be he's still in his head a bit. Then we have the most positive card in the deck, which... and Justice. Excuse me, there's two major arcanas now, the Sun and Justice. I'm going to come back to that. Two of Swords, the Fool. Picking up really, it's overlapping with the Divine Masculine's energy. So the Divine Feminine here is at a crosswords. Crosswords. I said this the other day, crosswords. And I thought, well, actually, it could be crosswords. Why do I keep saying crosswords? A leap of faith. Crosswords. The Queen of Wands. What has she burnt here? Don't know, because the cat's looking as if to say, I'm not sure. I don't know what the cat's thinking. He's kind of hiding underneath her chair. Have a look at his eyes. Interesting, the bottom of her wand there is green, which will be the heart chakra. And seeing as it's pointing up towards that heart. So I feel the Divine Feminine really wants to reignite her heart for love again. To trust, to move on from past pain. the World card, wrapping up cycles. She's in a protective bubble here, but wrapping up cycles completely. And then we have the Devil. So any codependent behaviour, any addictions, anything that's toxic, it's like a real cleansing going on here. The Magician. So knowing what's right, what's the right thing to do, and also understanding karma, about being involved, I want to say, within third-party situations, and that's why them swords are out. And I feel maybe the heart is cold now to that kind of scenario, but doing what's right, as above, so below, as within, so without. Let's look at the Divine Masculine here, Eight of Pentacles, working on, telling the truth, cutting out things that no longer serve. So the Divine Masculine's energy is coming through with, he is thinking and wanting, I want to say, to make amends. Got the Chariot. That's the masculines now balancing out their feminine energy. It's a very, we can call it a he-she card if you want. It's a very masculine feminine there. But then you have, like, I always feel with this card that you could be blowing with the gauge here, blowing hot and cold, or blowing between masculine and feminine energies. So that would mean that half of you could be in your head and then half of you could be in your heart, if you're really looking at the difference between the masculine's and the feminine's energy. The Page of Swords, so wanting to. This is the card of communication. It's a little bit immature, okay, meaning I said about crosswords. So it could be that things might not come out the right way, or maybe he's not wanting to hear if the Divine Feminine has any cross words towards him. So he's being rather vigilant, okay, cautious, a bit guarded. But there's definitely this air of actually wanting to communicate. The Divine Feminine has gone completely within, in her protection. And we've got the Eight of Cups, which is the Divine Masculine in the void. Whether he's going to find the Nine of Cups, which is his own independence, his own love. So that would be settling into the Divine Feminine's energy and coming from this heart space. But first of all, you're probably going to have to go within your head space. It's the void. It's where you find yourself. So it could be on his way to finding himself, or may have already done that and be on his way to the Two of Cups, which is union with the Divine Feminine. And I want to say actually physical, because he's walking. But the Divine Feminine is protected in her own little world. And then we have the Hangman. He's waiting to come in with that offer. It's a passionate one. Okay. What's this top? Let's look at the bottom. We've got the Divine Feminine again, just at a crossroads, with her protection up, not really knowing what's going on and just trusting divine. There's no real kind of movement here. Away from her own guidance, I want to say. Three of Swords. I'm feeling the Divine Masculine's feeling this drop of energy and positivity from the Divine Feminine's energy that he would normally sense. So he's kind of, I want to say, maybe thinking, where's the kind of feeling of any hope or new beginnings, transparency? And it's really just justice, balancing out the scales. So the Divine Feminine has managed to let go of the heartache. And it looks like her focus is on actually just working on her own self-healing. And let's say learning to love and trust again. Two of Swords. Feels like just being prepared to take whichever path divine guides her down. But we have a leap of faith here. But I do feel it's the Divine Masculine's energy. Maybe the Divine Masculine takes that leap of faith to communicate, just as the Divine Feminine maybe is just about to choose a path. Because of the being detached now, the detachment, I feel the masculine's picking up on this. It's like she's burnt the past and she's regained her passion, or she's waiting to. But she is in a protective, so she's kind of, I want to say like protective from any kind of, no, don't do it, I was going to Wizard of Oz again, lions and tigers and bears, oh my, any hawks or, yeah. So she's just protected here. Very much in her element. There you go, I don't know why I said that, but that is all the 4 signs there. Okay, from the fixed signs from their element. So she's in her element, which makes me feel that she's very balanced, transparent, and spirituality with the kind of purple here has her covered. Okay. Then we have the devil, who has the lovers on the picture, and the devil here is, you know, frowning, looking down upon, and then we have divine. Oh, I felt then as if to say, look what you do by this kind of behaviour. It's like he was pointing down to the lovers. So maybe I'm feeling this element of being ashamed. Well, the masculine's working hard. There's stars there. He's moulding. That's speaking the truth here. Cutting out things that no longer serve. When it says, I said about working on, maybe on the star. I'm just wondering what he's pouring there. Whether he's allowed to actually, allowed himself to let the love flow. It's just like liquid love, maybe. Gold, stars, dreams, fulfillment. I'm not sure, because he's only kept one for himself. And he's working on all the other ones, so. But it's about cutting out things, speaking the truth. The vulnerability, I want to say, of the divine masculine, divine feminine energy within, just trying to keep balanced of that, blowing hot and cold. Maybe one moment in your head, the next minute wanting to actually, you know, from the heart, the passion, and wanting to charge ahead. There's definitely this toing and throwing going on. Divine feminine is still protected, and the divine masculine is off somewhere. So he's most definitely in a hermitage, solitude space. And he's not speaking, and it doesn't really look like, why is his tools down? So maybe his tools are down on what he normally focuses on. And but he's keeping quiet about something. He's feeling vulnerable, but he needs more information. Or he's just hanging around, because the passion's here. It's like he doesn't want to speak about the passion, but he looks like he's ready, doesn't he? He looks like he's ready. The apology. And the Two of Swords. So it's about the divine feminine still not knowing in the physical, really anything that's going on with the divine masculine, and she's moved on. She's managed to heal from that. And I want to say moved on to other possibilities, or has a heart open to other opportunities. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot. Let's get a postcard from Spirit. I don't know why that one's turned around the other way. Let's shuffle it in. I don't know why I'm getting a postcard from Spirit, but we are. Like now. Normally I would do that at the end. Unlock your magic. There's the key. Oh look, it looks like the world card. There's the key in there. So I want to say the Divine Feminine is the key. Unlock your magic. Dearest Stu, going the extra mile to achieve your dreams and putting in some overtime will reap big rewards. Now, that's interesting, isn't it? Seeing as that's what the Divine Masculine's doing. Now is the time for you to act, to stir up some energy and to put those plans into action. There are many windows of opportunity that open but close quickly when you don't take the risk and go for it. Today, be confident that your hard work will pay off and you'll feel that satisfaction and fulfillment of reaching your desired outcome. It might turn out even better than you expected. Isn't that amazing? Remember, however much work you're willing to put in, we will match it tenfold on our end. Everyone over here is rooting for you to win the game of life, so just do it. Loving you so, so much. So that's just saying, all this work that the Divine Masculines have been putting in, they are being told, you know, you might miss an opportunity if you don't actually take the risk and go for it. So that's obviously why that's come up now. So the message really is to the Divine Masculine. Your Divine Feminine is the key, but she has moved on. She has moved on. So it is going to take some effort. So if you've been putting effort in, it's kind of suggesting that now's the time that you take that leap of faith. It's too much about the Divine Feminine not being in the knowing, in the physical, and just trusting her own senses. But it's caused her heartache to heal and for her to be able to be confident just to move on in life. And then it looks like that's when maybe the Divine Masculine will consider actually coming back. But it does look like it's definitely a consideration. Let's... Angels of Light cards, just because they're sitting here. I wasn't planning on using them. Let's have some more of this because I really want to get on to the coffee. Wow, detachment. According to spiritual law, you can have anything your heart desires. However, if your happiness, sense of security or feeling the power depends on someone or something in your life, then you are attached to that person or thing, and it is a chain which binds you to a lower frequency and keeps you stuck. Your guidance is to ask the angels to help you cut the cords that tie you to people, things and emotions. When all attachments are released, you can no longer be manipulated emotionally. This enables you to reclaim your power and be genuine. Free your spirit and that of others. Let go now. And it is really quite a natural process. The amount of people I've been speaking to, it's just like a numbness. It's I don't know whether it's like an internal block, but it feels very much as if the feminines are very happy just to walk away and not even really have to address that situation again, unless it's done in the physical. There is definitely this kind of about being manipulated emotionally, and the Divine Feminine just will not tolerate that. They're a bit different to the other feminines that are out there. And so they say that the key is to the Divine Masculines to unlock your magic, or you may find yourself actually just being with one of those other feminines. Now is the time for you to act, to stir up some energy and put those plans into action. There are many windows of opportunity that open but close quickly when you don't take the risk and go for it. Okay. So the affirmation is, I release everyone and everything and my spirit is free. And that is most definitely the energy of the Divine Feminine. Very happy just to let Divine, I'm going to say trying not to worry about money because that came up yesterday, But actually realising that, because I want to say a lot of feminines feel they need a masculine beside them to actually to feel wealthy, but no, the divine feminine's managed to do that alone. And then when she panics, you know, maybe about lack of finances, that's not really an issue either. She's learned how to be independent and trust that, and surrender to the divine, especially when it comes to money matters. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for all of us to let go of, is where is the money going to come from? But it just seems to come. So, detachment from anyone or anything, and that really is like everything. Just don't become attached to anything. Just be in the now. Understand that everything's unfolding as it should be, and it would just happen so naturally. Your emotions just change. I always say to people, don't worry, you will kind of, although you don't believe it at the moment, it will be natural. You will just kind of wake up and just think, oh, I don't really feel that way anymore, or I'm not really seeking for a partner. I actually quite like being on my own, and no, I wouldn't tolerate that. And that's, you know, there's a lot of healing to actually get over the divine feminine shame in what she's allowed, and how she's allowed herself to be treated. And most of it's out of kindness, because not wanting to hurt the divine masculine's feelings by, and actually really putting up with a lot that maybe she wouldn't put up from anybody else. And now it's the point where she won't even put up that from her divine masculine. It's not very divine, the behaviour. And the only way it becomes divine is really when the divine masculine actually can address, cut out things that no longer serve, speak the truth, and address the divine feminine. And until that happens, I believe the divine feminine is just totally detached. It's really where the divine masculine was at the beginning of the journey. It's like it's just changed, very detached, but in a different way. And then we have adventure. Life is an adventure. Be ready for the unexpected and make the most of all opportunities. The angel wisdom suggests you get out of any habits or ruts in which you are stuck. Do things that are different and face life with a sense of wonder. If the path ahead seems dark, do as you would if you were exploring a dark place. Ask your angels to light up the way. Then watch for the signs and signals that tell you where and how to go. Explore the new with excitement and courage. These magnetic qualities attract money and career openings and add zest to relationships. The angels are inspiring you to move forward with anticipation, expectancy and hope. Affirmation, I face the adventure of life eagerly. That's what the Divine Feminine's doing here, right in the centre of the read. And we have her twice here, the underlying energy. And where is she going? She doesn't know just yet, but that doesn't bother her. She's going to be guided. Total surrender. That there just might make me feel that, well, she's in a white kind of gown here, which wants to say kind of, you know, divine protection, okay, purity. And she's protected from any kind of forces coming within. And I said with this card, it's like, oh no, it was with the World card. Divine has her covered. And I want to say, you know, both ways really. There's eyes all round the Divine Feminine here for her protection, guidance. Where do we go from here, guys? Let's get some magical mermaids and dolphins. How can I put it to the kind of feeling? You know when you've heard, or maybe you've been waiting or expecting, and you hear the same old story over and over again, you just kind of get a bit tired of it, and you just think it's not even worth it anymore. Especially as the Divine Feminine have transformed. I don't think the Divine Feminine is not really looking to to be played. And I think that she's going to know straight away if somebody's trying to play her. And I think it becomes less attractive with the more people that, the more masculine energy that approaches the divine feminines, who are actually married or in a relationship. It's getting to this point where the divine feminines are going to be pulling up masculines on this, because the behaviour has to stop. And when a divine feminine says, well, actually, this isn't acceptable, no. Waves of prosperity. New abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. And I want to say, because the divine feminine's found her voice and is actually, you know, trying to make a difference and show people that this behaviour isn't really acceptable. They wouldn't like it if it happened to them. And if you do behave like that, you want to be careful that karma doesn't come back and you end up being treated the way that you've maybe treated, especially a divine feminine, a divine masculine. So if you've mistreated your divine feminine, don't be surprised if someone else doesn't do that to you, so you get a dose of your own kind of dose of your own karma to understand how it feels. So here's the waves of prosperity. That's just how it works. If you don't like that, then maybe don't act like that, or think before. Or okay. I don't know what I want to say. It's about if you allow it to happen once, then you know, more for them. But if it happens again and you allow it to happen again, then you know, more for you. You can allow yourself to be the fool just because you, I don't know, with rejection, especially when it comes to third party situations, you start to think that you're not good enough, and it can really break your heart when you're rejected and ghosted and ignored, let down, put at the bottom of the list, really. So it's like the divine feminine's put herself at the top of her own list, and whatever's going on with the divine masculine will be going on with the divine masculine. But unless there's communication, then I imagine the divine feminine's just going to walk away and allow the masculine to be with whoever he wants to be with. She's not really that bothered anymore. And there really is no kind of emotional attachment to it. It's I'm not saying that will always be the case. You know, if the divine masculine comes forth, I'm not saying that that's going to be the case. But until that happens, there's no kind of evidence. There's just a divine feminine hanging around, waiting for maybe somebody who isn't actually planning on coming or never was going to. You can waste a lot of life by hanging around until you learn the lesson, and then one day it's just not there anymore. You're just like, I'm worth so much more, I'm not even going to contemplate being put into this kind of situation ever again, and actually going back to it, even if it is with somebody that you believe that you love. So, new waves of abundance are sweeping over you right now. Observe any ideas that enter your mind at this time, as they may be seeds of a profitable new venture. Also notice any out-of-the-blue phone calls or chance meetings with people who could help you. This card also means that you're on a success streak. This is an excellent time to begin new ventures. Of course, follow your inner guidance and do appropriate research. You'll see that doors open easily for you and that you're filled with extra confidence and enthusiasm. Practice being a grateful recipient of good. Know that there's an ocean of abundance with no danger that it will dry up. So that's really the final walkaway for the feminines, because there's no fear of not being able to support herself or be able to survive without a man. It could be a bit easier, especially if they're not in their divineness. It's just easier to be alone. Let's get another one from here. Oh, we've got two. A blessed change, a major life change brings you great blessings, and dream big. Let go of small thoughts about yourself and see yourself succeeding. All very feminine cards here. So waves of prosperity, blessed change, and dream big. I'm not going to read those two. A apart from a major life change brings you great blessings, and you can feel divine feminine, you're on the verge of it. You know that at any point something is going to change, and you're just going to be sent off into a skippity-doo-dah day, and you'll just be onto some new venture. It's just about not worrying or panicking about how, when, where that's going to happen. So dream big. So let go of small thoughts about yourself and see yourself succeeding. I had this vision the other day that, you know, divine feminines would just do it alone. Like the masculines, will there be kind of any major positive influential world leaders? Of course there's going to be, but at the moment it's very feminine. I mean, there are divine masculines out there, you see them, but we need a lot more. But the ratio at the moment, it's just the divine feminines are, if they have to, they go alone, they have the dreams, they can achieve it, and they don't really have these small thoughts anymore about themselves. They see themselves succeeding with or without a counterpart. Oh, we're getting one more. Music for manifesting. To manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing or play music. My voice has gone very, I don't know what, shaky? Okay. So to manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing or play music. There's a lot coming through with music. I'm finding myself doing some very bizarre kind of spiritual, I don't know, movements. I'm not going to say, it's not like a dance routine or anything, but very much with using my hands to kind of draw in energy, especially when I'm trying to align my chakras within the body. So it's like meditation, but with movement. And I think it's kind of come on since really the flexibility. I'm not sure why I told you that, but maybe I just feel, you know, there's no kind of practice, no right or wrong way to connect or to ignite the energy within your body or to heal it. I think it's about feeling and maybe just tapping into some music and see if your body just wants to move in a certain way. And just remember to try and flex, you know, all the parts of your body. I shared the video of the Last Airbender, and I watched it, the clip that I shared on the Facebook page. And I thought, is that why we're being told to be flexible? I mean, there are so many powers hidden within us that are going to unlock. And I mean, transformation and the journey of ascension is just rapidly increased. There's a lot of people waking up on our earth, on planet Earth at the moment. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all this kind of, I don't know, pans out. Music for manifesting. So tap into some music. I'm going to get some angel prayers. Especially if you play a musical instrument, or maybe take up playing a musical instrument. Sorry, I was chuckling to myself then. Learn a musical instrument and then you've always got something to kind of fall back on. You can always be a busker, can't you? And some money on the streets by playing music. I mean, come on. I'm kidding. Trust your vibes. Thank you, angels, today. I choose to trust my intuition and your guidance. The angels are here to inform you whatever you have been feeling recently is absolutely correct. Your intuition is on point and the angels are here to congratulate you on trusting your vibes. Okay, I read that part. Feeling is one thing, but trusting is another. When you wholeheartedly trust in your intuition and the feelings you have been given, you come into alignment with who you are and the angelic guidance which surrounds you. Today is the day you must trust what your intuition is telling you, but also trust your guidance on what you should do with this intuition. Ensure it is for everyone's highest good, and that includes yourself. So, expanded interpretation. Your psychic and intuitive abilities are developing more and more every day. The angels are here to encourage you to go with whatever you feel your soul has been trying to tell you. Rich intuitive and psychic knowledge is downloading into your core, and the angels are encouraging you to follow this guidance. As you take this step, it may bring up some fears or concerns, but you are encouraged to trust in the angels who are on this journey with you. When you take the first step, the next step will be presented to you. Trust your vibes. It's like the Divine Feminine with her guardian angels. That's the journey that the Divine Feminine's taking. It's like just me and my angels. It's come on and said about my mum, so yeah, trust your vibes. What do I want to pull? Should we have a journey of love again? I seem to be using these ones quite a bit. Okay, let's do this juice. The choice is on the bottom. Cosmic Butterfly. Card number 36. You are being reborn from the pulsating womb of the Divine Mother. Thank you, Mother. On fire with her creative power, you are being transformed whilst living. To surrender certainty in favour of openness, to accept the smallness of your everyday life whilst admitting to the magnificence of your being, to open up to the divine light that pours through you into a myriad of forms, endlessly creating, destroying, creating again. This is your sacred task. Life is thriving within you. This may not feel stable as yet, but will certainly feel exciting as you enter into yet another cycle of rebirth. Let this life seem as though you are living many lifetimes in one. It is possible for you to encounter the totality of human experience in this lifetime, should you be open to it. This is threading the enlightened path, embracing. It doesn't say threading, it says treading. This is treading the enlightened path, embracing all of life. You have chosen this for yourself and been blessed with it as a possibility this lifetime. Why not let yourself be broken down and reborn through the workings of nature? Another life within this one beckons to you now. The message for you from this oracle is that if your life feels like it is falling apart, then take heart, for it is falling apart to come back together in a new way. You are going through rebirth just like a butterfly in a chrysalis. The agony and the delight, the sense of dying and being truly alive can all be held in the serene space of your heart. Surrender into what you are becoming now and know that what you are leaving behind is but a shell that once will have held you. Surrender into what you are becoming now and know that what you are leaving behind is but a shell that once will have held your fast emerging new self. Okay, here's the poem. The breeze of the butterfly's wings caresses the stillness of my thoughts and awakens feelings that course through my veins like the whale's song to the ocean's depths. There wells in me a knowing and a wonder for what is yet to be. Ooh, struggle to get my words out with that one. Okay, let's get another one from there. Cosmic Butterfly. Seed of the Heart. I feel this could be maybe a message for the masculine. It's tough because the masculines really do need guidance and help at the moment, but that's quite hard coming from a feminine who's detached. So I wonder how that's going to turn around. I'm not sure. It will all happen naturally. So card number 25, the Seed of the Heart. Within each one of us is a divine seed of love waiting to blossom into fullness. We don't always know what type of blossom we shall be, however, and sometimes if we try to figure it out in advance, the blossoming itself can cause us anxiety, pain, or fear, because it is taking us in an unknown, unexpected direction. We may even fear that the direction we are heading is away from our life path and purpose, and if that were even possible, as if that were even possible. It's like the words are wanting to change, come on. The seed in the heart arises as guidance when we are unfolding in a new manifestation of the divine light within. It comes as encouragement to trust, to surrender, to allow and to be open, unthinking and ready for the unexpected as possible. A plant just needs the right conditions to grow healthy, and if you have ever seen a blade of grass pushing up through a crack in the pavement, then you'll know that when something is meant to grow to the light, it will do so, even against the most apparently insurmountable odds. I feel here with the Divine Feminine's walking away, knowing that if the Divine Masculine is going to come towards her with truth, respect, integrity, it will happen. Nothing can stop that. But it is all to do with the environments, and the Divine Feminine will no longer tolerate being involved in a toxic environment like that. And that blade of grass will find a way to push out through the pavement. Okay, so I won't say like kind of feeling as if you've been walked over. It will find the light if it's meant to. If it's meant to. Okay, this oracle brings you guidance. The right conditions are being brought to you. The most perfect support for your own divine blossoming. Trust, know that the seed in your heart knows how to grow and life supports it. It is also a sign that something in your relationships is sprouting, a new energy. Don't be afraid to try new ways of relating now as your life energy supports it. When sky can imagine the dark awake in awe, light pervades and bears the vast, tranquil mystery, softly caressing the blue, bold birth. So you've got blue, bold birth here from this card, and this card here was the Divine Mother birthing. Okay. So on that note, let's finish on a Mother Mary card. And then I'm going. Wow. Our Lady of Divine Direction. 35. I am guiding you, my child, and I ask you to trust me. Recently you had, or soon you will have, a sudden change in direction in a matter that perhaps surprises you. Do not resist this. Allow my hand to guide the course of your life direction. I have foreseen a pitfall that you can easily avoid while still reaching your destination. Pray to me and trust, and together we shall journey on towards the goal. Okay. There are times when the quickest way to a destination is not the most obvious or direct route. When you have the wise eyes of the mother watching over your journey, she will nudge you to take an alternative route if there is a big hole in the middle of the road ahead, the road up ahead, even though you can't see it as yet. Perhaps you have had an experience driving home when you felt that your usual route wasn't such a good idea. You either trusted your gut and went a different way, only to find out later there was a big accident and backed up traffic on your traditional route. Or you ignored your intuition, only to end up at that big accident and stuck in the backed up traffic. This mundane example can apply in larger circumstances. Perhaps you are trying for entry into a particular course or applying for particular jobs, only to find that again and again you are being knocked back. Now, yes, if this is truly in your heart, then you must continue. Perhaps the knockbacks are helping you build trust and self-belief, which you will need to be able to do the job that you are seeking without losing your inner connection and spirituality. This might be so, especially if the company you are eventually going to work for has some dark or negative tendencies in its corporate culture. Perhaps part of your undercover spiritual work in taking on an administrative role there, for example, is to help balance the spiritual light in the organisation. You would need a strong inner light to be able to do that and not become depressed and disconnected in that toxic culture. Circumstances in your life might be building your inner light so that you are ready for your future work. This happens more often than we might expect. However, if something is not truly in your heart but is more in your mind, out of habit, or not seeing any other way, then you may well find closed doors. If you were to glimpse behind those doors, you would notice Mother Mary on the other side, shutting them firmly in your face after whispering to you to go down the hall and try a different door. Our Lady of Divine Direction arises when you are pursuing a path and there is going to be a nudge in a different direction. This is either coming soon or has just happened. This oracle says to trust in that, and the reason for it will be apparent later on. It might be to build yourself spiritually, or it could simply be a timing issue. It might, however, indicate that a slightly or very different path is actually going to help you get where you need to go. If you have pulled, I haven't done that one, so let's leave that. Haven't pulled that card either. It's just, you might need a lot of trust because your change in direction may not materialise straight away. If you have ever seen a large boat change course, and you are a large soul, beloved, hence the analogy, then you will know that it seems to slow almost to a standstill as it manoeuvres into its new direction. Once it is on course again, eventually it picks up power and it's full steam ahead. It will be the same for you. No matter what the details of your particular situation may be, there is a need for trust. This helps the flow of healing change, so it is much easier for us to sense what we need to do or perhaps even not do to allow the new way to manifest itself. If you have been praying for change but it is yet to show itself, this oracle comes with a message for you. The Holy Mother has heard your prayer and is responding. Circumstances are being set up in your life so that you can receive the new direction in the best possible way. Sometimes that will happen unexpectedly. Sometimes we will need great patience whilst we wait. Sometimes we will need great courage to act. The following healing process will help you know how to proceed and when to be patient and wait. Okay. Now, before I read that, I just want to say, I'm not seeking for an outside job, okay? But I do obviously listen to people and work with people that are trying to find work, okay, and they're finding that they're not even getting an interview, or maybe they even start the job and for some silly reason they get fired, okay, let go of. It's very bizarre, and it can really take a knock on. And first thing I say to them is, it just wasn't, it's not the right path for you. You have to trust it. It's not the right path. So, but a lot's happening where you feel like, am I ever going to get a job? And that's what we were picking up on yesterday. And this is for divine masculine and divine feminine, because divine masculines will be, like it said there, you know, maybe you've been pulled out because you might need to help an organisation, you know, balance its like light and dark, and you can't go into that. And then all of a sudden something happens and you switch again to your darkness, you become depressed, you become whinging like everybody else, and you know, you can't actually be that inspiration, motivation that company needs. That's how we're the change agents. So, okay. So don't be surprised if, you know, you're now worrying about your resources, your money, and you're like, well, what am I meant to do? What am I meant to do? The whole point is nothing. You surrender. Toughest. Toughest lesson. Okay. What's the worst that can happen to you? Come on. Divine's got your back, your front, your side, your up, your down. As above, so below, as within, so without. It's really has clarified that with this, there's something new coming, okay? But it has to be right. There's more meaning, more purpose to it. Let's read this healing process and affirmation. See, sense or feel that you are standing in a wide open space at a crossroads. There might be dust on the road and no street signs. Either way, just roads going in different directions. Say this prayer aloud. Mother Mary, who loves me unconditionally, Our Lady of Divine Direction, guide me on my life path now. I gratefully accept any changes in direction that help me fulfill my divine destiny. Please bless me with the trust and courage and protect me with your grace. Imagine that you can step into the centre of the crossroads with your eyes closed. You sense a loving hand at your back and the gentle fragrance of roses, and you know the Divine Mother is with you. Allow her to turn you, nudge you gently, or take your hand and walk with you, even though you may not know in what direction you are moving. She may even just stand still with you. Allow whatever needs to be, to be. Be with her for as long as you need. When you are ready, complete your healing process with the following affirmation, said aloud, if possible, 3 times. The Divine Mother Mary directs me along the truest and best path for my divine fulfillment in service to the greater good now. With her blessings and grace, I have the courage and trust I need to accept this direction and follow it faithfully. So be it. You got this. Let's pull a couple of these. Maybe the energy, I'm not sure, maybe the energy just needs to settle a little bit. Just because I just feel that there's not much guidance for the divine masculines, so I'm hoping you do find what you're looking for out there, because I don't really feel that I'm being much use. I feel like it's back onto the divine feminines for a while. I will obviously share anything on the Facebook page, but I can only read the reading as I'm kind of guided to read it. It says you are capable of anything. It says you are capable, and that detachment card was talking about not having any attachment to anyone or anything, which will teach you the lesson that you are capable. And we know what we are, but no, not what we may be. So all we know is really who we are, who we've been, but who are we to be? God knows. God does know. Allow the guidance. So it's like, who knows? God knows. Let's get one more. Might have had a few more than one there. We've got 2. Stay close to anything that makes you glad to be alive. Not those toxic situations anymore. They will take you down with them. Okay, keep yourself in your own protective bubble. Okay, be around anyone or anything who makes you glad to be alive, who sees your worth, okay, who makes you happy. And everything is possible if you've got enough nerve. Okay, guys, let's leave it there for this Sunday reading, and I will catch up with you guys soon. So take care. Much love. Bye for now.